Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is time for our Monday morning tidbits. And today I'm on vacation, so I still had to get my tail up and follow through with what I say I'm going to do. So this morning I want to talk a little bit about um, principles. I was asked by another young brother in the community about why do I believe in the white man's religion, or the Christian belief. And that was a good question. Why are we Christians, knowing some of the things that have been done to our culture, our race, and stuff like that. But when he said, why do you believe in a white man's religion, I was like, oh man, that's kind of deep, man. That's and a lot of us struggle with that concept. But it's bigger than the white man's religion, and that's something that you got to understand. I've done my research. My father's a Muslim. I grew up most of my life as a Muslim. There's plenty different religions out there, but to me, it's bigger than a race or a culture. Um, and first and foremost, if you actually do your history, you understand that we all come from one person, which is Adam. We are all sons of Adam, and in a sense, we're all brothers and sisters. So it's not about the white man's religion or black man's religion, and we get caught up on that aspect of God, and that's not that's not God. We're all His sons. So why am I a Christian? Why do I believe? Because of the principles, uh, of what it stands for. In a basic form, religion is about principles and it's about beliefs. So what do you believe in? What do you stand for? And that determines, and again, it guides how you operate, how you treat your brothers, how you treat your wife, how you treat your children, how you treat other races and stuff like that. So when I look at the principles of God and what it stands for, I believe in that. I believe that you shouldn't kill your brother. I believe that you shouldn't sleep with your boy's wife and stuff like that. Principles are very important. Again, they determine what you stand for. I was watching the news today, and Anthony Scaramucci was on there, and he finally kind of said, you know what, I can't rock with Trump because of what he's saying, what he believes in, what he stands for. And a lot of us, the problems that we have in our lives and in our relationships and period is because we set down our beliefs. We'll set down our principles in order to please ourselves or in order to gain something, where we'll set down what we believe in. When you talk about addiction, when you talk about anything that you talk about, it's not about you're not a good person. It's about what are you standing for? What do you believe in? What's determining how you make your choices, and it's your principles. For example, coming from a culture of the streets, every culture has a basic set of principles and beliefs that determine how you operate within that system. And coming from the streets, we have principles like no snitching, no this. You fight for your respect, you take your respect, and those were some principles and some beliefs that I governed myself by. But with those beliefs, sometimes they'll cause you to be in a certain situation that causes you to go backwards in life. It'll cause you to do things against your fellow brothers and sisters that might cause them harm. So I had to take a look at how I was living my life, and I understood that, what, this is not me. This is not what I stand for. Yeah, I'm out here operating and I'm out here doing certain things, but it's really not me. I don't like hurting people. I don't like selling drugs to my mother, my brothers, my family members, I'm tearing my community down. I'm not building them up. So I had to take a look at, man, what do I stand for? And if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. In one of my songs, and Lord knows, I talked about principles. They sitting in their high places. And we are taught that principalities are kind of like princes that rule over certain areas of a kingdom. We got the principles of sloth. You got greed. You got all of these demons, but in the simplest forms, they're not demons. They are concepts. They are ways of thinking. They are, when you eating too much, what's the thought behind, you're in your head that's causing you to engage in food this way? What is the thoughts that is governing your mind that says, man, I can't live without weed, or I gotta do this? Like, one of my principles about smoking marijuana was, man, I can't, because of everything that I've been through, I can't cope without it. So that was my principles. Or I can't work a 9 to 5. I can't work for the white man. I got to hustle. I got to get out here. That was what was guiding my actions. That was my belief. And I had to change all of that, because not only was I hurting myself, but I was hurting my family. I was hurting my community. I was destroying lives. So that's why I chose to become a believer of Christ, because of what he stands for. I'm not a believer in religion. I'm a believer in Christ and what he stands for, his principles. He reached out to individuals like you and me that were struggling. He reached out to the people that were in bondage. He reached out to the prostitutes. He reached out to the murderers and the killers, and he showed them a different way of living. He told them that they were loved. That was a principle. And that's what guides my decision, man. Is, I woke up. It's not about race. It's not about some of the things that we make it about. Those are the things that separates us. It's about love. It's, the basic instructions before leaving planet Earth. They're basic principles that guide and determine how you should operate. So you need to take a look at what's guiding your actions, what's guiding your relationships, what's guiding your communication. It's your principles. You need to rearrange some of your principles, man, to ensure that you are being as successful as you can possibly be. When you talk about sin, they ain't sins just because, just don't do that. They're principles. You shouldn't put things in your body that's going to destroy it. That's a principle, and we will fight against everything except for the right thing to do. Matter of fact, people will fight for principles, but principles are easy to fight for, but they hard to follow. I'm going to say that again. Principles are easy to fight for. People will fight for what they believe in, but it's harder to follow them. So you really got to take a look at, your principles and your beliefs, and then you make that choice and that decision for yourself. What do you believe in? Do you believe in that? Do you believe operating in this manner is good for you? Is it good for your family? Is it good for your children? Is it good for generations that's coming up under you? And I guarantee you'll find out, no, it's not good to be out here talking about what I'm talking about. It's not good to be out here doing what I'm doing because I'm trying to fit in or be a part of a certain culture. No, man, you need to check that. You need to take a look at what do you stand for, man. And that's my morning tidbits. It's a whole lot that I can really go down through when it comes to talking about principles, values, and beliefs. But we as a nation, we talking about, who we voting for and stuff like that. And we're talking about policies and procedures. And right now, I don't believe that this vote or this election that's coming up is about policies. It's really about what are we going to stand for as a nation? What do we believe in? What are we going to tolerate? Are we going to stand on the principles of hate? Is that what we stand for? Absolutely not. So you need to check yourself if you following and you setting down your principles and beliefs just to get a couple of crumbs that they're going to give us, or just to get a couple policies passed. What do you stand for, man? You can find a different way. Anybody can write a policy. Anybody can, come up with ways for us to work together, for the greater good. But how do you go about doing that? And that's where you have to make your choice in this next election, man. Is that what you stand for? Is he a representative of your values and your beliefs? And it's not a, you know what? I'm gonna stop right here because I said I'm gonna keep it short because they Monday morning tidbits, and we'll talk about it, on another Monday, or maybe I'll put something up because this stuff right here is deep. I need a whole conference. I need a series when we're talking about values, principles, and beliefs. So y'all have a blessed day, man. Repeat after me. I know me. I love me. There's a higher power within me. I know me. I love me, and there's a higher power within me. Until next time, holla at your boy. Y'all have a blessed day. When you go to work, when you interacting with your bosses, ask yourself before you say something, before you respond, what do I believe in? What do I stand for? Do I stand for hate? Do I stand for backbiting? Is that me? No, it's not. So y'all have a blessed day.